the same time, that's the hardest day of the week is quad day. I'm pushing that heavy weight, and I usually train quads with my coach Matt, which makes it 10 times harder because he's pushing me even more than I'd be pushing myself.
Yeah. You ever see those videos? I see I'm on IG a lot. The wheel with it's like the Brazilian woman. She has the people like doing legs. It's like, and then it goes, that's like what you and Matt. He's like, you cry and say, I can't do it anymore. You gotta do it. Come on, Jimmy, you gotta do it.
Yeah, he has his phrases like, we ain't taking off shit, 5 more, and then I'll do 5, no, 2 more. So yeah, he definitely pushes me and he makes me very tired. But it's good because I have seen tremendous growth since, working with him. So it's working.
Well, it's good that, he's working with you, he's building you, growing you as an athlete. And like I said again, this is a tough sport, especially as I said again, being a woman, and having children, when responsibilities. And I know there's times where you would rather spend more time with your family, your kids, than be at the gym. But because you're so dedicated to sport, sometimes you have to make some sacrifices. Mm-hmm. And I know, your kids, especially your teenagers, what's it like for them, knowing that their mom is buff?
I don't think it's so much the time spent in the gym. I think, like, especially during prep, it's the energy that I'm lacking to spend with them. And take them to do stuff. I'm just way too tired. But all of my kids think it's so cool. Like the achievement I have of being an IFBB Pro. I came home from the airport from North Americans and they were holding up signs like IFBB Pro. The little ones are super excited. They watch the live stream. So they're really excited about it and they're into it. They went to an amateur show that was local that I did before that where I won 2 classes. So they really love it.
Yeah, that's good. Children, no matter what your parents are, they're always going to be your superhero, especially mom. Like my mother, like I said, again, she raised us, and it's been 4 years since she passed. That was my woman. I love my mom. And, there's never no one can replace her. And with children, you're always going to be that number one in their life. Folks, I'm going to show this little video. I always try to do research. As often I say this, I am good at something and I knew it did for free. I have a talent when I find something. It's a video from her after she got her pro card doing an interview. That's why I like to post this. I know she's seen it. So you may not have seen it, but you want to check it out. It's on NPC News Online on YouTube. Check out the video and also the other videos that was done by all the other competitors after the Masters and also after the North Americans. So we're going to pull it up here. And okay, here we go.
Good evening, everyone. This is Skylar Lanier, IFBB Bikini Pro, here with NPCNewsOnline.com at the 2024 NPC North American Championships. And I'm here with a new IFBB Pro who won her pro card in 35 and over heavyweight in women's bodybuilding. How are we feeling?
Excited. It doesn't feel real, but very excited.
And it does take a minute to hit. I will give you that. So how does it feel to be an IFBB Pro?
Unreal. It's been something I'm working towards, and I'm just proud and grateful. But it hasn't really hit me yet.
So do we have any plans after this, or are we kind of going to take it slow, go into an off season?
We're going to go into a long off season, gain some size. I'm going to spend some time with my family. I've been neglecting them with prep. Yeah. Working on growing my business, but yeah, and then I'll be back probably 2026. I'm hoping for a pro debut.
That'll be a good long off season.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite part about competing?
I honestly love the prep. As hard as it is, and as challenging it is, I love the journey of it. Getting on stage is great. That's an added bonus, but I love the mental fortitude you have to go through in order to get there.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I do like competing, but the long preps is like, it really challenges you mentally and it makes you stronger. And you're like, wow, like I can do this. Yeah.
Once you can do that, you have confidence to do anything, really.
Oh, I agree, 100%.
Yep.
And I know you're probably hungry, but who would you like to thank before you head out?
Definitely my husband for being so supportive. My posing coach, my coach, all my friends and family, my children, my 5 children that have been super patient with me. Yes.
Good for you.
Yes.
Wow. Now they get 5 kids.
5 kids.
That's incredible. And you balanced work, life, and competing.
I don't know how well I balanced it, but I tried.
Yeah. Well, I will say there's no such thing as like perfect balance,
Right.
but it is possible to have a mostly balanced life and still be able to achieve goals.
Yes, I definitely tried to do that. Yep.
Yeah. Well, congratulations again and welcome to the IFBB.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. This is Skylar Lanier with NBCNewsOnline.com signing out.
Yeah, I know you were very proud of yourself that day. You know, you worked hard, you know, the sacrifice you have to make to do this sport, the time you have to put into it. And this is something, as a person who maybe not never be a bodybuilder, can you just verbalize those feelings you have when you are competing, when you are on the stage? What's going through your mind?
Honestly, I think a lot. I was thinking a lot about like the sacrifices I made, like time wise, financially wise, you know, not doing things with my kids over the summer because I was prepping. I was like, I need to do that. I'm achieving this for them. You know, this has to be worth it in the end for them. Because it made me feel like guilty that I wasn't, you know, participating and being as present as I should have, feel like I should have been as a mom, you know, over the past 4 months or whatever. So a lot, that's the mantras and the thoughts that were going through my head as I was hitting those poses was like, you got to fucking perfect this. You got to get that pro card. You got to make it all worth it. You know, especially like traveling to California, then traveling to Pittsburgh and, you know, the financial cost of it. And then just missing time with the family and, you know, putting the burden on my husband to be taking care of the kids all the time. And it was just, I need to do this. I need to make this completely worth it and check this box, you know, because I can't leave things undone. And I think that's what I had to finish the season with and get the pro card. No matter what it took, if it took me waiting until December and competing again, I probably would have tried, you know. I really just wanted to achieve that goal and kind of check it off my list. That I went into this thing with the, you know, the intent on getting my pro card, and I finally got it. But it was a lot, you know. It was very hard, challenging, but again, without the support, I wouldn't have been able to do it. So I wanted to make sure that I was making it worth it to everybody, so everyone would be like, okay, cool, you know, she did it, and it was worth it.
Yeah, it's worth it. And you think, as a man, I don't call this as a burden to take care of your children. It's responsibility as any parent, especially when one parent is like trying to do something and you supporting them. It's as a man, it's our responsibility to step up when you need us to do the most. You know, he'll probably tell the same thing. He'll say, it's not a burden, sweetheart. You're trying to achieve something that you want, and I stand by you. Same thing, you stand by him. That's the thing about having a relationship. You love each other, you support each other. And I say like this, especially in bodybuilding, yes, the biggest thing is that it's financially, physically, mentally, emotionally draining. You know, the financial part's the worst because, you know, one thing is, you look at the men's side, and I often say this, all you got to wear is better than having a pair of boy shorts. You ladies, you have to dress up nice. You look really nice. You got the tan on, your makeup on, you look really pretty. But that's one of the expenses of being a woman in sport. And I think one thing could help is most definitely for any competitor, sponsorships, anything. Like, are you sponsored or everything's on your shoulders?
Not currently.
Yeah, I think I like this. I know they go by who's popular on you know, on social media and who's this, but I think maybe just anybody, like your local gym or someone's like, okay, let's help her out. Because, you know, you got to say it. She's a wife, a mother. She got kids, responsibilities, and those things help in the long run. And also, now your IFBB Pro is also, you got the expense now because now you're planning on shooting for 2026. And I think you live in Florida, right?
Yes.
So there's at least only really one show for women's bodybuilding, and that is the Tampa Bay Pro.
Yeah,
and the other show,
yeah.
There's also the Linda Murray show. That's in Georgia. That's in Atlanta, and there's a couple others that might be a little close. But it's just, I think it should be more opportunities for y'all women, not just as competitors, but also as athletes.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's tough, you know. And here's the one thing I say like this: I gotta give you ladies respect for what y'all do. You know, not everybody can do what y'all do. Get up in the morning, work out, train, take care of family. Like some ladies don't have a family, like you know, kids, and you know, some might have a husband or a boyfriend, but generally not a lot of ladies in the sport have it. But it's starting to see a lot more. I know quite some ladies I've interviewed, they have like 3 or 4 kids. A lady like yourself, she has 5, and you know, it's tough the time you have to put in. I know children, their hearts are very genuine. They will forgive even if it's that little time you miss out with.
Yeah, and I don't even think they remember. Honestly, now they're beyond it, and they're happy that their mom's a pro. But yeah.
So, like I said, you are planning on taking 2026 off, so 2025 off.
Yeah.
So 2025, and you shooting for Tampa. You feel like now, as you know, they're bringing back the Masters Olympia, and I think it's going to do it by I think every 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
We shooting for that show.
Yes.
In 2027.
Yeah. Yep. Sky's the limit. So I will definitely be shooting for the Olympia. That everything. So.
Yeah.
I'm just going to give myself enough time to grow and get into that division and see how competitive I can be in it.
Well, like I said, I think you're determined enough to do it. Like I said,
Mm-hmm.
I gotta give you ladies a lot of respect because to do this sport, to take the time out if you do, and just it's just you gotta respect. I know there's guys out there who are kind of like there's kind of two fences. There's a fence where this chick's trying to be manly, yeah, and there's fences that people are saying like, wow, I like a buff body. It excites me, and those are pretty much the guys that come here and watch these interviews because they really enjoy you ladies. Do you ever have to deal with people's, prejudice against you as a competitive bodybuilder? If some people go out and say no one sees women like you every day.
Right. Yeah, we definitely are a little bit different. I haven't seen a lot of like negativity in real life, like in person. It's all just been on the internet. It's just the internet trolls with like a cat as a profile picture and no followers, that are going to throw some hate on my posts and whatever. I have thick skin to handle that. But I haven't really dealt with anything in real life. So everyone have encountered in real life is impressed and, is supportive of it.
Mm-hmm. And also I know sometimes things change in your life when you get into sport because family and friends may not understand it. Sometimes you can't do like you used to do before you got into sport, like go out and do this and do that. I know, especially kids, they might want to go, hey, mom, we're going to McDonald's. You can't go to McDonald's,
I'll take you to the drive-thru. That's what I did plenty of times.
Yeah. And, and also it's important about eating is what you eat is what helps you develop and grow. Now, what's your diet like? What's it like for you when you prepping during the season?
It's so plain, so basic, but that's what works. It's ground turkey, chicken, beef, fish, and rice, sweet potatoes. That's pretty much it. Oatmeal, eggs, egg whites. But I've always eaten like that, so it doesn't bother me. So whether I'm in prep or I'm in the off season, I'm eating the same. It's just the quantities are different. So I eat very simple, very plain. Once in a while, I'll go out and have a burger. I really love chocolate, so that's like my off season. I have some chocolate here and there, but it's pretty basic. Nothing exciting about my diet at all.
Yeah. And right after the North Americans, I know y'all ladies like to have that little something, been on that prep. What's that thing that calls you, Jennifer? What's that thing that you wanted the most? Tell me, share me.
Burger and fries. Although I got like refeeds throughout my prep, so I was able to have burger and fries. I was able to have steak and potatoes and stuff like that pretty frequently, actually, towards the end. But that was still like my thing. I was like, I need a good burger and fries. And then maybe some cheesecake or like something chocolatey to top it off. I needed to have like that sweet treat too. So,
yeah, I can say I like sweet things too. I gotta be careful. I'm pre-diabetic, so here we got here from my man Stefan Prey says, this says, is she competing in physique or female bodybuilding? Well, I think she's mentioned she might be switching over to female bodybuilding. Judges feel like she doesn't have the criteria for physique. As you know, the division has changed over the years. Like anybody you follow that's competing in sport that you're a fan of?
Not so much like women's bodybuilding. I never really paid too much attention to it until recently. Obviously like the pros I was watching, but I don't have a specific person who I was, inspired by. It's just as a whole, women's bodybuilding is just like, wow, it's really cool.
Yeah, the sport has evolved from. I've been following for a long time. I was more like into men's bodybuilding, especially when I was younger, because you had Arnold Schwarzenegger, you had Lou Ferrigno, the Terminator, the Incredible Hulk, guys like Lee Haney and them, and then people like Corey Everson, and then Laura Craval, Beth Francis, Linda Murray, just one of my favorites, and she's my favorite because it's Andrea Shaw. I always bring this out when I do my interviews. This is the magazine where she was the first, I think the last lady to be on the cover for Body magazine in almost 20 years. And a friend of mine, she was at the Olympia last year. And you know, this is why I do what I do, because I get rewarded for it. My friend, she actually had Andrea sign it for me.
Oh wow, awesome.
Yeah. I know some people might know me, say I might be obsessed with Andrea. I'm not obsessed. I think she's a beautiful lady.
Yeah.
But I got one problem. This is my brother. I call him my brother. This is my man, Big Keith Williams. He's an IFBB Pro. I call him my brother. He has his hand on my girl. I'm sorry, Jennifer. I guess every time I think about this, he has his hand on my girl. I love you, Keith, my brother, but I'm sorry. Even David has his hand on my girl. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm obsessed by, I'm just, like I said again, I'm just a dog chasing cars. I don't know what to do if I get one. I'm gonna tell you, I'm many personalities right now. So, like you said, you're sitting here taking time off. You're gonna prep and shoot for 2026. As a competitor in the sport of bodybuilding, what do you feel like you want to achieve out of it the most?
That's a good question. I haven't really tried to think too far ahead. I've just been focused on the goal of getting the pro card for so long, and it's only, been a week or so. So I'm still not really thinking that far ahead besides, let's get on the pro stage and see where we are. I don't have any expectations, obviously, of placing very high. My first couple of shows, it's going to be a learning process again of where do I belong? Where do I need to, get bigger? Where do I need to get stronger in each body part and things like that? So it's going to take time, and I'm not expecting it to be quick. But, obviously qualifying for the Olympia at some point in the next few years would be amazing, or the Masters Olympia. And then we'll see after that's achieved where we go.
Well, as the Masters Olympia qualified, if you win in your division, you qualify for the main Olympia. That's a good thing. I think, like I said, there's a lot more growing numbers. I think at the North Americas, you have women 40 plus, women 60 plus. I mean, there's a